What's the most popular condiment in the United States? It's not ketchup or mustard. The correct answer is mayonnaise, and it's not even a tight race. Not all brands are created equal though, so let's talk about which you should get and which you should skip. Simply learning about the history of Miracle Whip should give you clues that this counterfeit mayonnaise should be kept out of your home, starting with the fact that this stuff was introduced in 1933 as a less expensive version of Mayo. Back then, saving a few cents made sense due to the Great Depression. However, you and your taste buds deserve better in this day and age. Miracle Whip can't even call itself mayonnaise because it doesn't have enough vegetable oil in it. It's also disgustingly sweet and obviously overly processed compared to normal, civilized mayo. If you grew up eating Miracle Whip, then being in the habit of buying it is not completely your fault. But do yourself a favor and try any of the forthcoming brands of mayonnaise. You'll be blown away by how much better they are than this cheap knockoff. When it comes to ketchup, Heinz is undoubtedly an outstanding option. They've been selling that condiment since 1876, so to claim that Heinz ketchup is America's favorite isn't an overstatement at all. More than 140 years after Heinz began selling ketchup, they started to sell mayonnaise. Better late than never, right? Not exactly. They launched their mayo in 2018, and it wasn't worth the wait. While their ketchup is a delight, Heinz mayonnaise is a dud. It tastes how you'd imagine paint would taste. There are absolutely no redeeming qualities, unless the thought of eating something that is white, creamy, and tastes like chemicals sounds like a good time to you. If Heinz is your ketchup of choice, keep buying it, as they obviously know their way around the tomato. But when it comes to mayo, Heinz has a lot of catching up to do. Stay far away. If you follow a vegan diet, but your love for mayonnaise keeps you up at night, Vegenaise sounds like it should be the answer to all of your problems. Name-wise, it's perfect. It would be appropriate that the best vegan mayonnaise would be called Vegenaise. Sadly though, it's practically inedible. To make Vegenaise vegan, the company removed the eggs, but kept the other main ingredients of oil, vinegar, and lemon juice the same. Tragically, while taking away the eggs, they also managed to take away all of the good flavor of typical non-vegan mayonnaise. Vegenaise basically tastes like nothingness. You'll be thoroughly underwhelmed and won't be able to taste much of anything. If you want vegan-friendly mayo, there are better options.
Wow, it's a little early for ice cream, don't you think?
It's never too early for ice cream, Jem. But we didn't have any ice cream. So this is mayonnaise and black olives.
Oh.
Typically, Kraft is a very reliable brand. When you see their name on a product, you can usually be confident that you'll get your money's worth. That said, when it comes to mayo, their offering should be avoided. Sure, the condiment is obviously extremely creamy, and the smell of it is fantastic. Unfortunately, the experience only goes downhill from here. When you first taste this mayonnaise, you'll remain hopeful. It's not great, but the flavor has enough mayo-powered goodness for you to remain pleased. But before you can crack a smile, the aftertaste rears its ugly head, and all your hopes will be dashed, as Kraft mayonnaise has an unnatural aftertaste that is oddly sour. Unless you want to find out what eating old mayonnaise may taste like, avoid Kraft. If you love Sir Kensington's ketchup, you're not alone, as this brand's ketchup has a cult-like following with more and more devotees added each year. It deserves a place in your shopping cart, as it's undeniably yummy and tastes fresh. Even though Sir Kensington's launched in 2010 as a ketchup company, Mayo is now their #1 seller. And while they deserve praise for their ketchup, the mayonnaise is highly overrated. Though the monocled British nobleman on the jar may lead you to believe you're getting premium mayo, the truth of the matter is that this stuff tastes like sophisticated Miracle Whip, and that's not a compliment.
Michael,
This is so disgusting.
stop eating it. Do you want to be happy?
The next time you're cruising the aisles at Whole Foods, you may be tempted to grab a jar of their store brand of mayonnaise. This is a store known for selling high-quality products, so it'd be logical that their mayonnaise is also high quality. But though their mayo does indeed taste pretty good, it has one fatal flaw that prevents it from receiving a recommendation. The flavor won't disappoint, but beware of poor consistency. The creaminess of this stuff is lackluster at best. It doesn't spread well, and it tends to turn to liquid a lot faster than other brands, and it's a fault that can't be overlooked. If you grew up in New England, Cains may be the mayonnaise you remember from your childhood. This condiment has a very unique flavor, as if it's the love child of Miracle Whip and traditional mayonnaise. The result is a mayo that is sufficiently eggy, yet also has a subtle yet enjoyable sweetness. For something like potato salad, Cains is a great choice, and New Englanders will also tell you that there's no mayonnaise that is better to put on a lobster roll. However, if you don't want your mayo to have any sweetness at all, pick another brand. Also, select another mayo if you value the taste of the lemon juice or the vinegar, as those flavors are very light. McCormick is a brand known primarily for their huge array of spices and their unforgettable seasonings like Old Bay. Did you know that they also make mayonnaise? It's called McCormick Mayonnaise, and you will either love this condiment or hate it. There's not much room for any opinions in between those two extremes. If you enjoy Latin American cuisine, you'll love this stuff. The most notable difference is that instead of lemon juice, McCormick Mayonnaise is made with lime juice. And it's not just a touch of lime juice, it's enough lime juice to make this mayo supremely tangy. Put it in fish tacos or use it as a dip and you'll be in heaven. However, if you're accustomed to the grotesque sweetness of something like Miracle Whip, the tanginess of this mayonnaise may very well be too much. In that case, proceed with caution. If you want the best vegan-friendly mayonnaise, reach for Earth Balance's Mindful Dressing and Sandwich Spread. The name is a mouthful, but this condiment tastes so much like traditional mayonnaise that you'll be hard-pressed to tell the difference. In addition to having no eggs, this Earth Balance spread is also free of soy, dairy, preservatives, trans fat, and GMOs. Put this stuff on a sandwich and you'll be more than pleased. Vegans who have been suffering without a quality mayonnaise substitute will be downright overjoyed. The main issue to keep in mind is that this vegan mayo tends to separate easily and turn into an oily mess. To combat that, it's always a good idea to stir it up right before using this condiment. Duke's is the mayonnaise of choice for many in the South. This legendary condiment was brought to life in 1917, and today, more than 100 years after that first batch of mayo hit shelves, there are many loyal customers who don't even consider switching to another brand. Compared to other brands, Duke's mayonnaise has a stronger vinegar taste, which gives this condiment a bite that other competitors simply don't have. For certain foods that need that vinegar-powered bite to taste right, using any other brand of mayo just won't do. An added bonus when it comes to Duke's is that it's the creamiest of all mayonnaises. If you desire creaminess, look no further. It'd be wrong to have a ranking of the best brands of mayonnaise and not mention Japanese mayonnaise. Japan is home to some spectacular mayo, and Kewpie is the best of their best. This condiment, which has also become popular in the United States, is similar to traditional American mayonnaise, except that it features more egg yolk, apple vinegar, and MSG. The result is a mayo that is so savory that it may blow your mind. Kewpie mayo tastes great on sushi, but don't just limit it to Japanese food. Use this stuff on anything else you normally put mayonnaise on, and your taste buds are sure to be thrilled. Though Trader Joe's has regular mayo, what you'll want to search for when you go to one of their stores is the organic mayonnaise. This condiment is so good that you'll be telling your friends about it. First of all, the price tag is very reasonable. Second of all, it has a deep flavor that is sure to titillate your tongue. This stuff has no sweeteners at all, so there's nothing to distract you from enjoying its richness. Thirdly, not only is this mayonnaise organic, it has no preservatives, artificial flavors, or artificial colors. This stuff isn't just good for a store brand, it's the best organic mayo you can find anywhere. Are you someone who loves mayonnaise so much that eating mayo out of the jar by the spoonful sounds like a scrumptious way to spend an afternoon? If so, Blue Plate is the brand of mayonnaise that you should stock in your home. No other brand is as flavorful as this stuff. The first time you taste it, you'll be stunned by its power, but also enthralled by its depth. Use Blue Plate mayo for dipping purposes or add it to your meal. Whatever you do with it, there will be no way to suppress your ear-to-ear grin.
This time of year, the kids like to refresh themselves with a nice mayonnaise drink.
Many mayo fanatics will tell you there are all of two varieties of mayonnaise, Hellmann's and everything else. The best way to describe Hellmann's signature condiment is that it tastes exactly like mayonnaise is supposed to taste. It's perfection in a jar and is what every other brand of mayo aspires to be. If you live out west, you may have never heard of Hellmann's. That's because Hellmann's goes by the brand name of Best Foods west of the Rocky Mountains. And while the names are different, Hellmann's and Best Foods are exactly the same when it comes to the actual mayonnaise. No matter whether you know it as Hellmann's or Best Foods, this mayo is not a secret. In fact, this brand accounts for almost half of all mayonnaise sold in the United States, and rightfully so. This is mayonnaise at its absolute finest. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more mashed videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.